is Dr. Levy, and I'd like to talk about LeBron James. Actually, I want to talk about the neuroscience of LeBron James's brain when he's in clutch situations. LeBron James is the greatest athlete to ever wear a uniform in the history of the National Basketball Association. And yet, he often fails to have ice in his blood at critical times, like when the championship is on the line. Why is that? Is it because he's selfish, as some are saying, or narcissistic, as others assume? Or does he simply not have the clutch gene, as Skip would say? Now, Dirk Nowitzki, on the other hand, has received heavy criticism for fading in the clutch over the course of his career, but he most certainly did not do that in 2011. What was the difference? Now, other guys like Michael Jordan, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and of course, Big Shot Bob, Robert Horry, actually improve their game at crunch time on a regular basis. How is it that any human can actually improve his game when the pressure is the most intense? And why do a small number of athletes have the ability to do it whenever they want? I would suggest that in order to play without emotion, you have to play without emotion. You can have, a lot of grit, you can practice and practice, you can be in those situations, you can think and talk about it all the time. You can even dream about it. You can maybe do okay 10% of the time or something, but to do it every time, you have to have no emotion. Now, Dirk experienced failure after failure and then worked really, really hard and was able to come through in the clutch. I'm pretty sure LeBron can do the same thing. You must remember, LeBron entered the NBA directly from high school with a skill set that is better than 100% of everyone who's alive now or has ever been alive in the past. How much failure do you think he's really had to, work through? Probably not a lot. I certainly don't think he has ever experienced the kind of failure that he experienced in the 2011 NBA Finals. I think LeBron will bounce back, and he will most likely win some championships before his career is done. Dirk and LeBron are normal people who experience a full range of human emotion and have to work really hard to be late game heroes, just like all the rest of us. On the other hand, guys like Jordan, Montana, Brady, and Big Shot Bob do it all the time. Perhaps these guys really do have ice in their veins. On the other hand, maybe they are all Tibetan monks. Maybe they meditate all the time for years to the point that they've altered their brain structure and function so that they can actually perform better under stress. Keep those heartbeats at a steady 60 beats per minute. Yeah, probably not. More likely, they have a psychiatric condition in which they do not experience emotion that is related to perceived judgment by others. Individuals with this condition can be in a pressure-packed situation and not have an increased heart rate or blood pressure. They simply don't sweat. This condition, of course, is called sociopathy. It is also called antisocial personality disorder. If you think about it, ours is the only species for which that would be an abnormality. All members of all species are, by definition, antisocial. We are the social species. We are the only species that intensely cares what other members of our own species think and feel about us. You see, sociability hasn't been in our species forever. It has evolved relatively recently from an evolutionary point of view as an adaptation to severe selective pressures out on the savanna and those of our antisocial forebears who ventured out of the jungle. And as you know, recent upgrades tend to be less reliable. Now, when Skip Bayless talks about the clutch gene, what he is really talking about is a lack of an array of genes that do emotions in response to social interaction. Skip himself, I might add, seems to lack a few key sociability genes, don't you think? In any case, antisocial personality disorder occurs in about 14% of humans, and antisocial traits occur in significantly more. As an analogy from the animal kingdom, we own a couple of parrots. We have a great big beautiful scarlet macaw female and a smaller green Amazon male. Now, the macaw routinely dominates. That means she physically assaults her best friend, well, her only friend, the Amazon, to get what she selfishly wants. Now, the Amazon is perfectly okay with that. and he actually expects it. Parrots are not social animals in the sense that humans are. They have no complex language, and they don't behave in a truly altruistic fashion. They are true sociopaths. And guess what? They would probably perform really well in the NBA Finals. In any case, you may be thinking, how could a wonderful athlete and even a better human being like Robert Horry be a sociopath? Are you kidding me? Now, understand, he does not do anything that you would describe as illegal or sociopathic. You see, if an individual has no emotional response to peer pressure, but is highly successful, then why would he want to blow it by cheating? He's not stupid. Actually, people like that make great psychiatrists because they learn early on how to study human behavior in order to survive. They also make good con men because they can tell a lie without blushing. Oh, they probably make good presidents too. So just because you are a sociopath, or just because you have the genetic propensity to not be affected by other people's negative evaluations of you, does not necessarily mean that you act in a sociopathic manner. If you're successful and can negotiate life and get what you want, why would you upset the balance? It does mean, however, that you might have ice in your veins at crunch time. Therefore, I believe that all the negative press LeBron is getting is misguided. He is a hugely talented player who is a good guy and has a normal range of human emotion. Now, I'm not going to judge him negatively because the first time he was ever in a pressure-packed moment he froze up. He has a huge work ethic, and Skip keeps reminding him of his one shortcoming. So I feel pretty confident that he will be able to come through with the game on the line. At least once or twice before his career is done. At least I would think that. Well, anyways, go Heat! Well, actually, I'm a Spurs fan. I hope Parker and company blow the heck out of the Heat and give them another taste of Texas. Go Spurs!